Hello everyone, welcome back to the videos of mine, of Pokemon, of battles, of things, of stuff. I am using the Chocolate Rain team against a guy by the name of ExplodingStuff. He has some standard things, lots of things weak to like bug and shit and dark and psychic, and he has lots of psychic buggy darky guy things. The first four things in his team are anyway, so that's what I'm guessing. But I think that T-Tar's a nice lead because it can pretty much threaten a lot of his dudes, and you know it's definitely going to benefit me at the start. So I see Hydreigon. And Hydreigon is most likely going to either Earthquake or Earth Power or even U-turn. And he decides to U-turn on the first turn, I guess, because he can't really kill me with anything else. And he's probably afraid of, I don't know, me getting up Stealth Rock. And obviously he has an Espeon on the team, so he's going to go to Espeon to try and get that Stealth Rock bounce back. But obviously I'm the Twitter who doesn't carry Stealth Rock. I actually have Thunder Wave, which I decided not to go for because I did think he probably would go into Espeon. So I go for the Smackdown, maybe on the off chance the Hydreigon would stay in. I thought that would be cool. And then once Espeon is in, he's going to get the Reflect up, but he's definitely not going to be able to use that to his advantage against a Fling Iron Ball. That is stab, and that is a lot of power. So he's going to go down. Espeon being out of my face is definitely a benefit for the rest of the game. It means I don't have to worry about it at all. So good to get the thing gone. But in comes Infernape, and I kind of expected him to just go straight out for the U-turn. I didn't think he would lock himself into close combat this early in the game. I do have Landorus, which is an easy switch in on close combat, so I really did not think he'd go for it. But he did. I guess he just wanted to make the obvious play, and it works out here because I overpredict. So good job to him, and unfortunately I lose T-Tar in the process, but not before setting up my Sand, which Landorus can now take full advantage of. The only problem, of course, is that his Reflect is still up, so my Sand Force is not really going to be helping me that much. As you can see, Vaporeon takes pretty much next to nothing from the Stone Edge simply because he has that Reflect up, even though obviously I have the Sand Force boost on Stone Edge. There is no Stab on Stone Edge, so it doesn't do anything at all. So I'm going to go into Politoed. Best thing I have to take any kind of water move from this thing. Scald is the obvious one. Vaporeon and Scald are so synonymous these days that if you see one apart from the other, then it's either me or it's Ferris using it. Because Ferris and I use Surf on Vaporeon because we're hipsters. Yeah. But he's going to get the burn because that's why you use Scald, to get the burn. There's no other reason to use Scald apart from the stupid chance of always getting the burn. Even though it says it's 30%, it's more like 90. But hey, that's what happens. Scald is a bitch, and I get burned. It doesn't make a big difference because Politoed obviously is especially offensive. So it's not, obviously it's cutting my attack, but I'm not using my attack in the first place, so it doesn't make a difference. And I'm going to go for the HP Electric. This is Specs Toad, of course, and it does a decent chunk to the Gengar coming in. I just didn't really want to overpredict there. I could have easily gone for the Ice Beam or the Hydro Pump, but had Vaporeon stayed in, that would not have worked out kindly for me whatsoever. So I go to Azumarill, thinking he's going to want to set up a sub, and knowing that I could come in here, live Shadow Balls, go for Aqua Jets, and win life. But as you can see, he's running Thunderbolt on Gengar, which is really rare these days because no one really carries Thunderbolt on Gengar anymore. It's just kind of, I like carrying Thunderbolt on Gengar. I think it's good. I think it very much benefits you because, especially these days, no one expects it. So, I don't know. I usually run Scarfgar when I do run Gengar, so, hey, I don't really like the sub-disable set. As effective as it may be, it just pisses me off, so I generally don't tend to use it because it annoys me, so I don't want to annoy other people with it. So, but it doesn't matter the fact that my Azumarill died to Shadow Ball because in the wings, indeed, he doesn't have wings yet. He'll have wings in Black and White too, in his new, like, weird form. He will have wings. But today, Tornadus is going to do a good job for me. Hurricane is going to be very useful. And obviously, because Tyranitar is dead, I'm going to have Rain up for the whole match, which is going to be very beneficial because obviously Tornadus is never going to miss his Hurricane. Something that I am very, very happy about. But The one thing I'm not happy about is this Hydreigon. This thing is going to cause me a lot of trouble the whole match, simply because I believe it to be scarfed, and I know that it can outspeed my Tornadus if it is scarfed. So I go to Politoed as death fodder. Politoed pretty much did its job, and it was burned at that point. It had low HP. It didn't really seem like it was worth saving it, so I just let it die, and just bring Tornadus in fresh, because Hydreigon now has the special attack drop, and he is forced to switch out to something to take a Hurricane. That something so happens to be Vaporeon, and that Vaporeon so happens to not take the Hurricane well in any way at all. It's Jesus Christ, man. Specs Tornadus is on another level of power. It is really unbelievable how ridiculously powerful this thing is. It's so great. Really makes me happy a lot of the time. So anyway, of course, I feel like it's going to be so useful to me in this game, so I decided to go to Haxorus. Like, you basically never see Haxorus on this team. I hardly ever get to use it, mainly because it doesn't really take advantage of either weather that I'm going for. It's just kind of slapped on there because, hey, it's a Haxorus, and I like Haxorus, you know? But, you know, I just decided to switch it in as death fodder. He misses the first Draco and gets a crit on the second, so there, all's fair in love and crits, I guess, because he's gonna just bite back. It didn't matter at all, obviously. It's a Draco from a Hydreigon. It's gonna take out a Haxorus no matter what. So there you go. I now get the free switch into Tornadus again, and we're gonna play the exact same game, which is, hey, what do you want to switch in to die to a Hurricane? And this time he decides to switch Latios to die to a Hurricane. It's becoming pretty regular tradition here that Hydreigon comes in. Draco Meteor is one of my things. Basically, he's like, Hydreigon, here's Hydreigon, you choose something to die to a Draco, and then I'm like, oh, here's Tornadus, you choose something to die to a Hurricane, and we're basically going back and forth between the two guys, because they're just powering through each other's teams at this point. So, I'm going to go into Landorus, because I need my Tornadus to be at a good amount of HP and to not die from a Draco in order to take this thing out. So, I go to Landorus, and I actually managed to live the hit from the Draco with 3 HP, which is pretty surprising. And I actually get off a Hidden Power Ice, but clearly Landorus is not meant to do so much damage with HP Ice. It's just there for Dragonite and such things like that. So it doesn't do that much. But now I can safely switch in my Tornadus. This is where he makes a really strange play, because he has Hydreigon at -4. Now what he could do is switch out to his last guy Infernape, die to a Hurricane, then bring Hydreigon back in, be at maximum special attacking prowess, and be able to go for a Draco, which on a flip of a coin toss may kill Tornadus or it may not. But what he does instead decide to do is to stay in, Draco Meteor, and not do much because of the -4, and then go into Infernape to die. Very questionable decision. I'm not sure how he was thinking. Maybe he didn't know whether he would outspeed me or not, but that doesn't make much sense because he is scarfed, and he clearly could tell that I was Specs at this point. So I guess a bit of a lapse of judgment. He could have easily taken that game there, but he decided, I guess, that he didn't want to or something. Maybe he didn't realize that that was an option for him to go for. Or maybe he just had a lapse of judgment. You can falter a lot at the end of the game. Lots of factors to consider and stuff. So it happens sometimes, but hey, I end up with a win in the end because of that, and it's how it goes. It's a close one. Could have been even closer. It could have come down to a coin flip. I don't know how much a Scarf Draco would have done to Tornadus in the end, but it would have been very, very close. I'll tell you that much. But I will see you guys next time. Thank you very much for watching this video. And yeah, Hurricane all the things. I'll see you guys soon.